Welcome to a new episode of Marketer Access. We are going to demystify a little bit of stuff around email marketing. We get a lot of questions around email marketing from my clients and prospective clients. So this session is meant to answer some of those questions. And I have questions. I've asked some of my clients what was difficult for you, or I asked some of my friends that also wonder about this. What do you really want to know about email marketing? So that's what we're going to talk about today. Marketer Access is a session for you. It's a session where you can ask questions. We are live on various channels. We are live on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube. I do invite you to ask questions that you might have, and I will pick them up from the chat. A lot of people are watching this in replay. I do invite you also to keep in touch. Ask your questions either in the comments there or whatever they are in the platform that you're on, or contact us directly for any questions that you might have. So this is an arena for you asking your questions. It's also, I do invite a lot of marketers in here as well for a little bit of content refill, refresh, some thoughts around what we're doing. I think it's quite important to keep on top of what we're doing at all times. So that is what this session is for. So welcome to everyone that is here today. And for all of you that are watching this in replay afterwards. So I have a little presentation that I'm just going to, so you have something to look at while I'm jibber-jabbing about this. I will keep an eye on the questions at the same time. Let me see if I can share my screen. Let me just take away all the sign work here. There we go. So as I said, this session is based on questions that I have received from different people, and some of them I have included the actual questions. In others, I will just talk around it, and also for you to keep focus on what I'm actually saying and not just reading it. So remember, if you have any questions about any of this or anything related to digital marketing, please feel free to ask them. Marketing is a field where you can really specialize in one thing, but the power comes when you look at all of these things as a part of a whole. So that's a little bit of what email marketing is a part of in itself. It's very efficient, and we're going to talk about a little bit about how and why and how you need to think about it, but also as a part of a whole. I often talk about something called a customer journey, and also I use words like lifecycle marketing. Some of the essence of marketing, which sort of answering this question that we have here as well, is email marketing still effective? Is that people don't make purchase decisions right away. First time they see your ad, first time they do something or see your name, they don't make a purchase decision. Me as well, I will go on maybe I want to buy something, and I might go on my phone and I'll Google it, and I get some hits and I go and read a little bit, but I might not complete the transaction there and then. And some people do, but about 97% of people don't. And that is the way that we built on how we make purchase decisions. It's like building a relationship. You don't become best friends with someone straight off the bat. You meet the person and you realize, this was some interesting person. I would like to speak more to them. You don't decide straight off the bat that this is your best friend. You build that relationship, and then this becomes a friend. Similar is a purchase decision. You are aware of a need, or you might not be aware of your need. That's a whole different element of it. But you are meeting this product or this service, and you don't know if it's the right fit. There's so many other people that might offer something similar. You don't know if it's the right fit anymore. Through engaging and understanding more about the product or a service, you will see if it's a good fit or not. Like email marketing, I can tell you have to have it, but I can't force you to have it. So it's completely up to you. You need to realize that, yes, this is something I need because it is solving this and this need. So one of the needs, what are the trends in marketing? Is email marketing still effective? Are people over it? And is it other things I should do? Should I still be doing it? So email marketing to some degree has gotten a bad reputation because a lot of people are spamming. But when I talk about email marketing, I'm not talking about spamming. I'm talking, and we're going to go into how to do efficient email marketing also. But I'm focusing on creating engaging content, or content that keeps you on top of mind of a client. So if I send you a lot of emails on some topic that you might find super relevant, you will not have time to read all those emails. You will not have time to read all that information that I send you. We're so busy, and I have so many things influencing our lives. Our attention span is so small. But one of the things we want to achieve with email marketing is to try to keep on top of mind of the prospective buyer over time. We also call that process lead nurturing. It doesn't only have to involve email marketing, but email marketing is a very cost-effective way to do that. So I really encourage you to have a look at that. Let me just quickly talk a little bit about options that you have in marketing. You have email marketing is one of them. Other things that influence a buying decision will be what kind of information you have on your website. It will be what is your ad saying, and how is my experience when I meet your company. And this is why running an ad in itself might lead to disappointment. Doing only email marketing might actually be slightly more effective. It costs you less. It's very predictable what the cost is. And we're going to talk a little bit about creating email lists, but it's still very effective. We're looking at it as a part of converting leads, engaging with your customers. We're going to talk about that as well, how to create more sales, a better relationship with people that already bought from you, getting referrals, all of these things, literally building a relationship. And in social life, that's what we do. We're not friends with someone and we never see them again. We're friends with someone and we keep in contact with them. We keep remembering them. We keep checking in. How are you doing? We're not spamming them. We care. And that is the whole idea here as well. We want to send relevant information at the good time and keeping on top of mind, building that relationship over time. So it's still very effective for that. Definitely, I would say it's still worth jumping into email marketing. If you haven't done already, there's a whole new element of your conversion of your clicks into customers that you're missing out on. So really still very, very effective. And again, it's usually quite cheap to do. So why not? But I'm going to give you some pointers on how to do it efficiently as well. So here's my slide on lifecycle marketing. Let me just quickly take my camera away. Just let me have water. And I'm back. So don't be scared about this whole thing. Yes, we're going to talk about email marketing, but for me, it's important that you understand how this comes into the context of your overall marketing and sales activities. You need to understand why you need it, not just because I'm telling you to do it. It's the same. If someone just tells you have to do social media ads, you should be asking why. You should reflect on why. And that's why I'm bringing this up as well, lifecycle marketing, so you can understand why do I need email marketing? How does it play a role in the different stages of creating customers? So I'm going to focus a lot on the email side of it, but I will be talking about other things as well. So this is a very, very good framework to understand when you approach your marketing or when you discuss it with your marketing department, is that we have three phases. We have collecting leads. A lot of people are doing a lot of good stuff there. but they might get frustrated because it doesn't lead to actual customers, or they feel like they're wasting their money. And this is what we want to tackle. We don't want to waste money on marketing. We want to have marketing that yields real results. And this is where we need to understand this process. So we have collecting leads, which consists of targeting clients, attracting the clients, and capturing their details. Where does email marketing fall in here? Having attractive content. If you have lists, you can segment those lists to know who's interested in what and send them relevant information to get them to sign up for a webinar or whatever you need to do. But often collecting leads is related to typical ads, networking, getting people on your lists. And we have questions here specifically I'm going to ask around lists. Then we have converting clients. This is an area that a lot of people find challenging. How do I actually convert clients? And chances are that you have a lot of potential just implementing a few little tricks when it comes to email marketing. So one of the elements is engaging. Engaging is about that relationship building that I was referring to earlier. Keeping in contact with people. Don't just put an ad in front of them and expect them to buy. Make sure you engage with people. And how can you do that? You need to, the last step of collecting leads is important. This one here, capture. So you need to capture someone's details to be able to continue to engage with them. How do you do that? You need to have attractive content. How do you get attractive content? You need to target people accordingly. So it all goes backwards. I can't engage someone if I haven't captured them. So this all goes into big eternity, sort of a extended 8. But we want to engage with people. So we build a list. We can also use things like remarketing to do this, but we want to engage people. Email marketing is also nice because you can measure a lot of effect and what is working and what's not. It's quite easy to do that. Then we want to offer them something. But we also want to know, when do we need to offer them something? If you try to sell yourself on the first date, it won't work. Chances are quite high that it won't work. So that is something we need to do, and we need to close them. So we need to understand if someone is ready to be closed and just do that. So converting clients, we often use email a lot anyway. We often do it in quite a manual way. We send them a proposal. We follow up on that proposal. We answer questions on that proposal, etc. So often, especially with services, there's a lot of questions. But also in products, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. Even if people are not asking the questions, you can answer those questions that you know that they have in the decision-making process through emails. You just know what they need to know, and you answer those questions. And in that way, you are leading them on their path to becoming a customer. You can't force anyone to become a customer that is not a good fit, but it's just enabling creating customers out of those that would be potential customers. You want to just let them go and they go and buy it somewhere else, or they forgot they needed it. So email is a powerful tool to use. Then we have creating fans. Why do we care about creating fans? Creating fans is again connected to collecting leads. And we work in a different priority. We don't always work on collecting leads first and then converting them and then creating fans. When we build processes for our clients, if someone has existing clients, we focus on creating fans. It's the cheapest way to generate new leads. So we really want to create fans. How do we do that? And how can email marketing help? We need to deliver exceptional service, product, whatever you have. You can use email marketing in service-related things like thanking for a purchase, following up on a purchase, impressing. You can give something extra for free. So let's say I am supplying you with a email marketing platform, and you buy that from me. Then I can give you an email series, or give you something else for free, but I give it to you over email, that helps you be successful in your purchase. I'm not just selling you a software. I'm not just selling you a tool, but I'm enabling you to use that tool for yourself, obviously, or get help to do it. So we do that as well. But a lot of people want to do it themselves. We speak to a lot of small business and entrepreneurs. So it's about impressing. It's delivering and impressing. And email is a great way to do that. We automate for ourselves a lot of those processes. So when someone is buying an email marketing tool, we give them a free course on how to or access to a free course so they can empower themselves in implementation if they don't want to spend the money on the implementation. And we give them tips on how to make things efficient. We will invite them to things like today where we talk about email marketing. So we are empowering people to do this themselves. And that is what delivering and impressing is about, not just empower someone else to do it themselves, but to make sure that that you deliver beyond and above and beyond. So delivering and impressing will lead to multiplying as well. But you need to ask for it. So generally people, I'm in marketing, so I know that I should brag about my friend's business. I know that I should give them credit. I know that I should share and give them thumbs up, all of that stuff. But the general person don't think about that because we live in our own world. We're absorbing information for ourselves. So we don't think about how to share that good information. So you have to ask for this multiplication to happen. So you need to ask for referrals. You need to ask for reviews. And those things are tying back to collecting leads. So all of these things, you need to ask for it. It's really awkward. I think it's so awkward to ask for referrals. I think it's so awkward to ask for reviews. I do it, but I like to automate it. So it's when someone has become a customer, we have, depending on what they bought from us, we have these processes that we put people into that are automated, where we thank them for the business, give them extra service, give them extra information, really try to enable them to feel so they can feel empowered. And we ask for referrals, we ask for reviews on that specific service that we deliver. We have a range of services. We have a variety of processes for that. So that is really the essence of lifecycle marketing. And remember that it's not about only collecting the leads. We also need to convert them and create fans, because that makes the whole process easier again to collect leads, and you actually end up spending less money on it. So it's all good. Which email program? So the question that I got, so we have a program that we use, and it's not, I mentioned Klaviyo and MailChimp here, but it's actually another one. I can pull that one up here. I just want to show you how platform independent you can think. So which email program should you use? Question I got, would you know if Klaviyo is better than MailChimp? For example, and this is how it was written as well. For me, it makes no difference if a camera has a 10 or 20 resolution. In itself, one will say that 20 resolution is better, but is it the same when it comes to email marketing? This is such a great point. Someone can say to me, no, Ines, you need the newest phone. And I said, but why? Why do I need the newest phone? As long as it's doing what I need it to do, it's a great thing. Oh, Ines, you need a camera on your phone that has great resolution. I said, but I don't really need that, because I use another camera when I do my Instagram stories. And why do I need that? So it's about finding something that is suitable for your need. That's one of the things that we try to help our clients with as well. So we are certified partners with a tool that is called Keep. Keep is an email CRM, email and email automation and sales automation software. So it has a lot of elements in it, but it's really simple to use. So that's why we end up recommending this to a lot of people. That doesn't mean that you can't have something else. So when the question is Klaviyo better than MailChimp? I know MailChimp very well. We have a lot of clients in MailChimp, so I know it very well. I know its limitations. I know what it's good at, and I know what it's bad at. For example, and I also know that the free versions over the paid versions, and when is it worth going for another option when you go for for a paid version. Klaviyo is a different type of product than MailChimp in my world, but maybe not in your world. So you comparing them, this person asking me this question is comparing them side by side. MailChimp is not really good as a CRM. It doesn't have enough when it comes to segmentation for me. So this is, take it as a subjective opinion. So don't take it as a given. Do your research, find your flavor. Klaviyo offers a little bit more. The reason why we like to understand other email programs besides the one that we are often recommending is that we need to make sure that our recommendations are good. We need to make sure that we can stand by our recommendations. So when I say, I'll recommend Keep because this and this, or I will say, I will recommend the lightest version, it's called Keep Light, the lightest version of Keep, because you don't need all of this and these features. Knowing that when your business is ready, you can get those features without paying an arm and a leg. So one of the softwares I often bring up in that regard will be HubSpot. HubSpot is all over the internet. They're very good on this SEO, and they're very visible. Have a lot of good articles, a lot of good stuff, and they have a very visible free version, which can work to a great extent. And when we have clients on it, my frustration when it comes to HubSpot, for example, and again, it's my personal personal opinion, is that free is good to some degree, but then once you want better segmentation, better assistance in doing this for you, so going into a little bit of automation, things like that I talked about earlier as well, is it completely falls through on the free version. And if you're going for a paid version, you pay way too much. There's too many other good options down there. So this is where we try to help our clients navigate this landscape. Again, if you have questions around specific software, or you're looking at this compared to this, just ask the questions. I love diving into these different programs and why it's good, and you might already have one. This is not this marketer access is to make you better at email marketing in whichever platform you use. But I still need to talk about platforms, because what does a platform do for you? Let's talk about a platform compared to not having one. So if you don't have one, you're probably sending emails from your Gmail, or your Outlook is the most common one, so some other email provider. What does that do? First of all, it's impossible for you to be compliant. It's very, very difficult to be compliant, because you don't have unsubscribes. So someone can't unsubscribe. You're sending bulk email without being able to unsubscribe, or it's also personalized email. It's very difficult for you to personalize, because you can't really remember who was interested in this and who was interested in that. You can look at the email history, but you won't be very efficient in this. You can only handle so much. So it really falls through on efficiency. It falls through on getting information about what works for you. And I'll talk a little bit about metrics as well. So having a platform, I would say, is essential. If you're interested in trying any of the key platforms, I put up a link here to Keep. Try other things as well. Ask questions about it. We can really help you trying to navigate what is right for you. Normally, we would need to talk to you to understand what you generally need. But if you have specific questions, we are happy to answer this as well. So that's email program. That is the technicalities. Then we have the content. Let me just have some water. So open rates. And open rates are interesting. Let me take away this link here. Open rates are interesting. How do you get more people to open their emails? If you have a look at my or on the company profile as well, you will see that yesterday I published an article on open rates specifically. Open rates has changed a lot over the last year. Big changes. First, the open rate dropped, and then they skyrocketed. And what's going on? So I wrote an article on that. I don't have the link to it right now, but you will see it. I can also post it underneath, so you can ask questions. Please send it to me. But you will see it. You will see it in my feed. You will see it in the company feed, and you will obviously find it. It's about open rates. It's about should you be using them or should you not be using them? And these things that I'm mentioning here are some of the things that I bring up in that article as well. So if you need to repeat, you can read the article, but I will also talk a little bit about it now. So if you look at the graphic here, you can't necessarily see the text. I don't know, it depends on your screen size, but most effective email tactics: personalization, making them personal. We're talking automated emails here, to some degree, because one-on-one emails are generally personalized, but they're not scalable. So personalization, automated campaigns, just there, responsive design, we can talk a little bit about that as well. Testing and optimization, very important. You cannot do that in Outlook or in Gmail. List segmentation. So these are the most efficient or effective email tactics. We have things like domain reputation. What on earth is that? Sounds boring. It is how your domain is perceived on the general World Wide Web. So when you send an email to me, I'm using Google, so just Gmail. I'm not using it for sending my emails generally, but I'm using it as a service. How does my Gmail receive your email? What do they think about your domain? And they check, is this domain has any spam ratings, any alerts out there? You don't know. You can check those alerts, but you don't necessarily know them if you don't check them. So checking your domain reputation is something that will affect your open rates. Because if you don't have a good domain reputation, your emails will not be received. So how email providers handle incoming emails, and that's a little bit about that. So they look at your domain reputation. They also, one of the things that make now open rates skyrocket is that email providers are opening emails before they hit your mailbox. So when you send an email that is measuring open rates, and that is saying, hey, Ines opened her email, that is not necessarily the case. So the email open rate is related to the email being opened, like technicality around some pixels and little image things like that. Read more in the article that I posted. But the email providers actually pre-open your emails. So it looks like you opened the email, but you didn't. So you need to know that, and they will look at things like other things that we'll talk about as well. But it's quite important to understand that when it comes to open rates. So they can be quite inaccurate. It's Apple also recently came with actually not recently, last September, did some changes in their privacy that affects all of this. So you need to understand that. Subject line is important to get your email opened. Talk to the person. Have a subject line that works for you. This is where testing becomes quite valuable. Test one subject line against another. So say you have 1,000 people on your mailing list. Test one subject line on 500 and another subject line on another 500 with the same content. See which subject lines has the best open. It's valuable, but keep in mind that email providers pre-open your emails. So if you have an open rate of 40 on the one and 60 on the other, doesn't mean that 40% open the one mail and 60% open the other, but it can give you an indication of which subject line might be working better, because some of those opens will be. Personal content, so personalization, super important. Don't forget conversions. Don't only focus on open rates, focus on which open rates lead to sales. So take it a little bit further down the line. Don't just collect the leads getting early, make sure you get conversions. Then segmentation, personalized email messages. Segmentation is important for reaching the client, in a personal way. So for personalization, how do you segment your database? You should know who is interested in what. Like us, we have different services. Are you interested in email marketing, or are you interested in LinkedIn marketing? They could be connected very well. They could be connected, but I need to understand what you're interested in. So when I'm going to talk to you, and if you initially are interested in email marketing, and I immediately go and tell you how to do LinkedIn, you're gonna experience my emails as spam. If I have a campaign running for hairdressers, and you're a construction company, you don't want to have me talking about hair and how it's doing, so how email marketing can be so good for hairdressers. You want to know how it's good for your construction company. So things like that is personalization or segmentation. And I picked this stat here, but it's a lot of different stats out there. So take it as an indication. This is defined by true conversion. So personalized email messages improves click-through rates by 14%, so people clicking in your email, and it improves conversion by 10%. So some of the things, one of the questions that this is based on is people, I don't really have time to do segmentation. Is it really important? Do I really need to do it? Oh, it's so much work. Can you afford not to do it? If you can improve your conversion by 10%, so you have, say you have 100 leads coming in. And if you just blast out, you're going to maybe close 2 out of those 100. If you can, or say 1, just for simplicity. If you can increase that conversion, just say if you increase it to 2, you will have already doubled your profit on that initiative. Can you afford not to? What is the lifetime value of your clients? So not just how much is your first purchase, but if they purchase again, if they recommend you to others, what is the lifetime value of that client? So improving conversions should be of essence. And this is way back to my lifecycle marketing, is people don't focus on it. A lot of businesses don't focus on it. They focus on generating the leads, but they don't put the effort into the conversion. And the conversion can be very much automated with emails. As one of the things, if you don't have time, if it's too much effort, but you really need to do it to be effective. And it can be a name, adding an email. Hi Ines, how is it going with your marketing business? Hi, I noticed that you were interested in our services about email marketing, or I see you're in the market for a new website. Have you seen our offering around that? Things like that. Personalized emails as much as you can. Also reduce the impression of your email. Should you be doing long or short emails? So I'll put this stat out, but and it's just for you to have something to look at, actually, but to give an indication that you can find different stats on how long your emails should be. But, and I like to give people a but. Don't just trust everything you see and read. So generally says here 75 to 100 words is a good length on email, but it really depends on where in your relationship you are with your clients or your prospective clients. If I can write a super short email saying, hey, just following up on that, or did you know that this is a trick? Have you seen the latest blog article that tells you how to do this and this in email marketing? I thought I'll share it with you. Super short. Then I can have other emails that are talking more about why should someone be doing email marketing? And in my nurturing can be, did you ever wonder why email marketing should be for you? And I can give them a few pointers in that. That will be a longer email. It really depends where in the relationship building you are. And usually further down that funnel you are, the longer emails people will tolerate. But experiment with this. Really experiment with this. Long or short email. Don't have, oh, I need to have short emails or I need to have long emails. You don't have to have a whole story. I know storytelling is quite valuable in emails as well. You don't have to have a whole story every single time. You want to engage people, but you don't want to bore them. You want to make it easy to consume your information, not just push a lot of information. So think about that. Keep them as short as possible, as long as necessary. Really understand where in the process you are. There was this company, I found another statistics that was showing why you should have very long emails. And this company was proven when they were overviewing their emails that, oh, this really, really long email was doing really great. But that was an informational email to clients just after they became clients, telling them how to do things, how it was done, where they find this information, and a lot of that kind of information. So it was hyper relevant to the person there in the moment, and there was already a relationship. They were super interested in reading all that information. So it's really important to understand where in the process people are when they receive your emails, for you to decide if long or short emails are the right thing. And again, test it out. Also, when you write emails, don't think about what you want to tell the person. Think about what they can absorb. So that is also very valuable. That is length. Pictures. I want to show this graphic just to give an illustration of what, again, how are emails received by the email provider. So people can actually choose to have images turned off or on. So you can create these amazing, beautiful emails, and you have your design department do this, or you're just really good at design, but they might be looking like this when they arrive. So what was the point? Why did you spend the money and the effort on design if the email comes out like this? There's no information here. Everything here is text in pictures to make it look good. Also, you should be aware of different screens might show this differently. So the designer wanted to look like this, but it actually ended up looking like this. So be aware of the ratio, how you build your emails when it comes to pictures and text. Another thing that a lot of people remember is, if you look at this picture here, has text in image. So this might be on a desktop. When this is shrink down onto a mobile, the picture is a lot smaller, and the text will be a lot smaller. It will look very, very different. If this had been a text element, this text might have been smaller than that, but you want it to be bigger. Here, it's a picture of a button. It's not an actual button. So that is, just let me have some water. So that might, first of all, if people turn the pictures off, they won't even see it. So there's nothing here that will be shown if people turn pictures off. And it's quite common to turn it off. Saving data, and is default from many email providers. But this button will be shrunk. So the text, the impression will actually be very different than what it is right here. Maybe I should have included something, what might this look like on mobile? So all of this text here will probably be unreadable. This text here might be unreadable. You can hardly read it here, but that is because I'm showing it to you. So all of that is important to remember. How do people perceive your emails? Earlier, it was that email suppliers didn't like a lot of pictures. But think about the text ratio. Generally, email providers, so people providing your clients with email, like the Gmail and the Outlook, they don't want their recipients to get emails like this. They're thinking about their customer, which is the person that has purchased email services from them. So this email, they would not like. They will say, no, this is probably, I'm not saying that it will end in spam, but it's much more likely that this ends in spam because it doesn't render very nicely for the user. And this is why also I was mentioning the email providers pre-open your emails, because they want to see what they look like. It's not the person that does it is data. So think about that. It will show like this. You spent a lot of effort and time into making it look like this. The sign takes a lot of time. I know that because we design things as well. And then you get nothing out of it. So think about that. Test out different image text ratios. What works, what does not work. Do you want an email picture at the top? What kind of impression does that give? Or don't you want that at the top? Personalized emails, when I send emails to my family, I don't put a picture on the top. So think about where you are in the journey of the person receiving the email, how you should build it. Building lists. And this the question I got around this is, should building email lists still be a priority? And how should I build the email list? So having a list with a lot of people on can be highly relevant. It can also be very irrelevant. It's quite important to understand the quality of your list. And I had a discussion with my team on this specific topic this morning. So we were going to do something for a list that is about 20,000 people. But our question is around, how is this list acquired? Is it the relevant people on the list, or is it irrelevant people on the list? If it's relevant people on the list, great. We can talk to them about what we want to do. If it's irrelevant people on the list, then we must think about how, first of all, how can we get relevant people on the list? But how can we use what we have to generate something that is more relevant? So having a gazillion people on your mailing list is not necessarily the best thing, but it does increase your chances. So say you have a conversion percentage of 2%. If you have 100 people on your list, you will convert 2 people. If you have 1,000 people on your list, you will convert 20 people. So purely based on stats, having a bigger mailing list might be beneficial, but you really want to focus on quality. It's easier to convert people that are relevant. So make it a priority to build your list with relevant leads. So how do you do that? Back to the lifecycle marketing, we want to make sure that we capture people. A lot of businesses that we talk to don't really have a structured way of capturing their leads. So they're running ads, but they're sending the traffic to a website and they don't know where people go. So you want to make sure that you capture your leads, and do that by offering them something of value to get the details. One example of such, which I actually have here. Let me find it. Let me find it here for you. So this is one of our lead magnets and how we build a list. And I'm just showing it as an example. You can download it if you want to, but we give a free ebook or a little guide on 22 things you can automate in your business that is easy to automate, and little quick wins on how to make your business more efficient with automations. On that one, when someone is downloading this ebook, so we give something of value to people that are interested in getting more time in the day. They're running a business and like, oh wow, is there things I can automate? Great, please give it to me. I want to see what I can automate. We ask for someone's email details and their name, and then they get this free resource. What we will do, they will then end up on our list, and we will not only talk to them about all the other things that we do. We might down the line, but we will talk to them about automation specifically. So in that, we will talk about benefits of automation. We will give additional resources on what you can automate. So this is an example of how we build our mailing list to find people that are interested in automation. We're not going to force someone to buy anything, but we are interested in finding people that want this, the people that want the automation. So that's what we're achieving. Or they want more time, they want quick wins, they want easy fixes, and we will do that for automation. So we're not putting this out there to force people that are interested in completely different things. We use this as building a list for people that are interested in business automation and sales and increasing sales time, that sort of stuff. So that is how we build lists. That is how you should be building lists as well. You should attract, lifecycle marketing again, you should target, attract, and capture relevant people so you then can convert. So you need to build the lists. Don't just let them float out, add clicks. Don't let them just be clicks. Make sure you capture them. Yeah. So that is actually the last slide that I have on this. If you have any questions around email marketing, I am happy to answer those questions. Let me just get back up here. So hopefully through this, you have got some insights into what you can do. The ideal thing that I want you to understand and reflect on through this session is, why do you need email marketing and how do you do it? Does it seem overwhelming? I really don't want it to be. Email marketing doesn't have to be perfect. It's better to do something 80% than doing nothing 100%. So get started. Don't feel like you have to be an expert on it. And I invite you, take that opportunity, ask questions. We love what we do. We love helping small businesses. We love marketing that really thinks more holistically, not just ads, not just the website, not just the logo, but how this all plays out together and as a holistic thing. So I want you to think about or understand why you should use it for your business to convert more clients, to how you should use capturing more efficiently, and then just take the next step. If you don't have an email program already and you want to try one for free, I invite you to go to this link. But you can also use all these resources if you already have a program. So I just invite you to do that because it enables you to do testing, enables you to check subject lines, enables you to just automate it. You don't have to do the same thing again and again and again, and to be compliant, actually. So with this as well, if you check it out, what you will see is that we also add a few resources on how to get the most out of your free month as well. And that is the most important thing. Try it and do it properly. Ask the questions. Ask us the questions that you need to ask to make this a success. For us, the success is important, not which tool you use, is that you have success in your business and using email marketing. Because we get so many questions about it. Is it efficient? Yes, it is. Which program should I use? Use the one that's suitable for you. If you don't have one, feel free to try this one out. We will help you. What kind of content should I be writing? That's another resource I got for you. Let me share that one as well. Here is a very nice article. So this is your bonus at the end of the show. This is a resource article on writing for the customer. It's not from us. It's another article, very, very, very short. Writing for the customer. Use this resource. Press pause, whatever you do to write this one down. But this one helps you reflect on how to write for your customer. So I invite you to use that as well. That is your bonus at the end of this show. If you want to know other and more as well, please follow all our channels. We love sharing tips and advice. Contact us. And I welcome you again. We run Marketer Access in English every 2 weeks. And in between that, we run one, but it's not in English. I'm Norwegian, so then I run in Norwegian. You're welcome to join. But yeah. Come and join again. I look forward to see you again, and let me know how it goes with email marketing.